Okay, it says I'm live, but I don't see it on YouTube yet, so I don't want to confuse myself here. Hi, Elizabeth and Beverly. Hi, Paula. Oh, now I'm going live. Okay. That's weird, the lag. So how's everyone doing? Hey, Patty. I'm doing okay. Anybody doing any crafting? Hi, Becky. Hi, Sandra. So what's up with everybody? How's everybody's weather? Anybody going out? Oh, thanks, Sandra. It's going to rain here tomorrow. We're supposed to get thunder showers. Wow, 87, Paula. I think it's supposed to only be 66 here today. So no one crafting? Hi, Christina. It is nice out here, though. The sun's out. So little ones are in the neighborhood or out on their bikes. Hey, Laurel. How's it going? Excuse me. The pollen's really high here. All right, let me change my camera and I'll show you what I've been working on. Give me a second here. I've got two screens going here. Oh. All right, I'm gonna move this. Hold on. The jiggling will stop. All right, let me move that. And let me get back to YouTube. All right, so, well, I knew I was going to hit that. So, my latest journal is a tribute to Jane Austen. She's one of my favorite authors, and I just love all of her stories. Hi, Rhonda. And a new paper line came out by Jen Bishop, and it's called Jane's Memoirs. And that's what I used. A friend sent me this, the papers, and this is what I have left of it. I thought I'd show you a few of the papers if you haven't seen them. Yeah, they're beautiful papers. Jen Bishop does, her bird waltz is amazing too. I love that. I still have to get that. But this is one of the pages. And like I said, I don't have a lot left. I used quite a bit of it in the journal. So there's one. Here's another one. And both sides are just amazing. And the colors are just beautiful. And then look at this. This is the only one I didn't end up using because I still have the two pages. It's the only one I didn't end up using in the journal. I don't know how I missed that, but all these other ones I used one page, and some of them I used both pages because I wanted to use both sides. I do have a lot of scraps left though. Aren't they, Rhonda? They really are. Look at that. And then this one, I love the image on this one. Look at that. So those are the papers, or some of them. And what I decided to do was I wanted to make a journal, but I wanted it to be different from anything I made before. And that's what I did. So what I did was I combined my love of fabric journals and my now love of paper journals, and I made it into one journal. So here's, and I'm going to stand up to show you this. Hi, Louise. Let me fix my laptop so I can try to read the chat. If I miss anything in chat, I apologize. And if you can, if you got a question or something, just put it all in caps. So anyways, this is the cover of the journal. I used this piece here just to tie it together. And I made it, I think, a true journal. And I'll show you what I mean by that after I open it up. Let me put this aside. Oh, thank you. Just lovely. Let me see if I have your name written down. I'm so bad with names until I get used to the name. And I don't think I do. If you don't mind telling us what your name is, and welcome to my channel. So this is the cover, and there's the title, Jane's Memoirs. And besides using Jen Bishop's papers, I also used some digitals. Now, the images that I used are from Lorna Taylor, Taylor Made Journals. She did a kit on Jane Austen, and I used her images for this. And then I used some My Porch Prints pieces. Oh, hi, Chantel. And hi, Cheryl. And if I forget anybody, I'll let you know as along the way. But anyways, let me show you the cover. Excuse me. I used layers of the papers. I did some torn papers, some distressing and all that. And behind, you're not going to see much of it. A lot of the trims that I used some vintage, and some are antique from the Netherlands and from France that I have been hoarding for years. And I finally decided to use them on this journal. So let me lift it up a little bit. And so with all the layers of the paper, I added the image. I added some pearls, pearl trim around it. Here's one of the French trims, and you can't see much of them, but they're on there. And then I added this applique I cut apart, and the 3 flowers come from one applique, and I added my rhinestone buttons on these 2, and then I added a cameo button there. And then I went all around the ends of the book with this trim here, which I had, and I just thought, I don't know, it was different, and I thought it just kind of went well with the journal. And this little piece here, and I added some of that flower trim. All right, hi Angie. Let me just make sure I haven't skipped anybody. Hi Crystal. Did I skip anybody? If I do, I'm sorry. I'm trying to explain, and watch chat is just kind of impossible. But anyways, that's the front, and then this is the back. I kept the back just plain like I usually do. I added my handmade little stamped piece there. And then look at how chunky it is. It's so chunky. So, okay, let's start with the inside. So you open it up, and this is another fabric page. I added layers of the papers from the line. I added the image, some eyelet trim, a pearl trim, pieces of doilies, more of the laces, little pieces of the laces. This piece here, I have one of those really old paper punches. I don't know if they were from where they were from, but they made it, you use 6-inch paper and they made it into different doilies. So I used that, I dragged that out. I haven't used that probably since my scrapbooking days. And then here's the paper part. I did signatures for the journal, and I added I sewed some trim here. The signatures were sewn onto muslin, and then fabric tacked into the journal itself. So here is the first page. Here's one of the trims. Here's a cloth doily. One is images, and then over here I made a pocket. I did some stamping, and I just took, and these are also from Lorna Taylor, Tailor Made Journals. I took the images from some of the pages, and I just backed them onto white cardstock so that you could journal on them. And these are all images from the original books from Jane Austen. There's Pride and Prejudice, and this was a one of the images from Pride and Prejudice. And I used all of Patty Lang's coffee dyed paper as the pages. Here's another pocket. Here's another one of those, and all the backs are white so they could be written on. Oh, thank you, Paula. Thank you, Rel. And Okay. Just catching up on chat. Okay, here's another page, and I stamped on this page. And here's my porch prints. She had some, I forget what the name of it is, but she had some plain and some lined note papers, and you'll see different ones in here. And I stamped a rose here. And the stamps I used were all from LaBlanche. And then here's another one of my porch prints. It's a weekly, like a weekly diary journal thing. And then here's another page and another page for notes. Here's another pocket. And then here's a tuck spot. Here's another stamp I did with some more, and I used some ephemera. Here's another pocket, more stamping, more ephemera. Letters of Jane Austen. And then here's the last page. I added lace and a doily and another image. And then you come to the second lace page, and here's that one. And there's just different pieces of the paper line. Here's another piece of trim. This says Emma, which is one of her stories. And I used some more pearl trim, little doilies. These are actually handmade doilies from a friend's grandmother that she made these. And she gifted me with them and told me to do whatever I wanted with them. So I wanted to add them to the book. And then there's a cloth doily behind it all. Oh, thank you, Angie. Thank you, Sandra. Hi, Grace. So then here's the next page. And this says Emma. And then here's an image. And I added some more different trims. This is a linen doily. This is a piece. It was the very last piece I had of a piece of a vintage jacket that my daughter-in-law's mom had found for me, and I used it piece by piece. And now this is the very last piece. And then here's a little flowery piece. And then here's the second signature. And this is the first page of that signature. This is an antique lace from the Netherlands. And then inside is another image with a doily and some more lace. And then we start with more pages. Here's a tuck spot with some ephemera. And here's some more Jane's memoirs in the background. All the backgrounds are Jane's memoirs. I did a belly band on this one, and here's another one of those book images. This is you can just write in it. So I added that flip. I kept the signatures very basic because I knew it was going to be a chunky book to begin with, so I tried not to add too much. So this one says notes, and here's a stamp of an old clock. And then here's another tuck spot here. I love this page there. And here's another one. Here's more notes. So you can do a lot of writing in this journal. I mean, a lot. Here's some more ephemera. I did some more stamping. Here's another belly band and book image. And in the background is another one of Jen's papers. And then here's another pocket. This is Mansfield Park. I didn't use any other papers except for Jane's Memoirs. Here's another image here with some wide lace behind it, another one of those doilies. Oh, I do too, Rhonda. I just love Jane Austen. And here's the back of that signature. And then we come to this fabric page, and I added paper from the paper line, an image. This says Pride and Prejudice. I added a piece of a doily here and some trim, and then 2 flower appliques. And like I said, I kept the, I had to keep the pages fairly simple and flat, or this book was never going to close. And here's the other side of the page with this image here. And I added some flower appliques. I used the rest of that trim that I had and the papers behind it. And then here's the third and last signature. I sewed in some crocheted lace here. And then here's another image with wide lace and a doily. Some more pages for notes. Hi, Journey. Oh, thank you. Here's another one of those beautiful papers. Another tuck spot, and I stamped with music, a music stamp from La Blanche there. Here's another pocket. I didn't want to hide too much of her dress, so I did a, it's not a triangle, but I don't know what you'd call that. And some more ephemera. And then this is another one of my porch prints. And I stamped on these 2 pages, and they're just lists to do. And then here's the other side of that. Here's another pocket. And then on this page, I stamped it, and then I just drew some lines just for a little bit of different interest, and you could write on it. And this I didn't want to cover up. It's just so beautiful. I love this. Some of the paper is so beautiful, you don't even need to cut it up, honestly. And then this has an old quill pen that I stamped with notes. And then this is the last page with the image, doily, some more wide lace. And then this is the back piece. And again, these papers are so beautiful just by themselves. It was really hard to cover up some of those papers. And then here's the last fabric page. And this says Jane's Memoirs again. And I just added some trims, some different textures. There's another linen doily behind that. Thank you, Grace. This little piece here to dangle. And then we're back to the back. So that's it. That's my, not sure what to call it. I've been calling it my fabric and paper journal, but I haven't come up with a better name for it. But you can see it's pretty chunky. But I love how it turned out. And I really loved making it. I enjoyed every part of it. I even enjoyed making the signatures and getting and sewing those in. Thank you, Laurel. Hi, Bunny. Thank you. So that's it. I figured I'd come on live to show it because my downloads if I try to download, it takes a whole 24 hours to download, so I might as well just come on live. Oh, thanks, Paula. Call her Joy. Well, I titled it under the Jane's Memoirs. Oh, thank you, Louise. But I meant like what you'd call the actual, book. Thank you, Patty. So yeah, like I said, I worked on it like for sometimes for hours each day, and as long as it was going well, I just kept at it. And like I said, I enjoyed every single minute of making this, and I was trying to make something different. And I thought, adding the paper with the fabric is fine, but I wanted to do something more and something different. And that's when I thought about adding the signatures into the book. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Rhonda. Um, so yeah, and I think the 3 signatures were, more than enough. But I don't think it's too big. I think, I think it's okay. Thanks, Sandra. So yeah, I really had a good time, and I'll make another one when I find the right paper line. Oh, thanks, Paula. Um, and I'm thinking of Jen's other papers called Bird Waltz. I have to get it though, and then I'm thinking of maybe I won't do. I don't like to do the exact same thing every time, so I do try to like twist it around a little bit anyway. And so that's what I'll try to do. I'll try to think of doing the same thing, but just a little different. So yeah, now I'm not sure what my next big project is, but now I have to work on a couple of small projects. Paper and lace journal. That sounds good, Crystal. Can I use that? Do you mind if I use that? Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just love making these so much. And I really started to enjoy, the paper journals too. So to be able to combine them is probably what makes me the happiest is doing that. And this is absolutely the biggest project I've ever done. I know that. I did make a fabric bridal. Well, I made 2 fabric bridal books a couple of years ago, and those were kind of big projects, but this was bigger. Oh, you're welcome, Paula. Thanks, thanks for coming on and watching and all that. Thanks, Sandra. So yeah, that's really all I have. I didn't plan on staying on long. I wanted to, like I said, just do it live because of whatever has been changed, in YouTube now. So if I do a live flip through or a project share, they won't be live. They won't be long. Oh, thank you, Grace. The papers, let me move this over and I'll bring them back. And let me get the papers they're designed by Jen Bishop and they're exclusively for Blue Fern Studios. And it's called Jane's Memoirs. So if you Google that, oh, you're welcome, Journey. Thank you, for coming on with me and watching. All right, so I guess that's it. Um, I didn't ask if it was okay to say, but I think possibly Patty Lang, Sacred Mementos, is going to be going live soon. So, and if not, I apologize, Patty, but I believe she's going to be going live, and she was waiting for me to show my book, and so if just keep an eye out for her in case she does go live, and I'm okay. So you are going to go live, and I will absolutely see you all in the chat there. No, I think pretty soon, Sandra. I think she's going to go live a little early, and maybe it's to craft. I don't know. So you'll have to go see. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for coming on with me while I showed you the journal, and hopefully I'll be back again soon with another project share. Like I said, I'm going to work on a couple of small things, so I'll do project shares on those. And for that, I will say goodbye. I hope you all have a great weekend and keep crafting. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Becky. And I will see you at Patty's. So bye for now.